Hey, hey, 8 o'clock on the dot. Austin,
Uh,
how's it going?
it's good, folks. How y'all doing? How y'all living? What it do?
What it
Um,
do?
Hello everybody. Hello Josiah.
Hey, what up, man? Hey, everybody.
We are coming to you live and direct.
We are indeed.
My name is Austin,
My name is Josiah.
and we are the
Cinema. That is us. That is us, guys.
Yeah. So yeah, we're the Super Cinema Bros, and like
Yep,
that's
that's what it is. That's what it is. Not much. Not
yeah,
much.
you know. All
Best
right.
bros in the universe.
All right. Don't, don't make a thing out of it.
Yeah,
Just like
yeah,
we're just
yeah. Don't think too much
we're
about it.
we're the Super Cinema Bros. That's just
We're
kind of how it
obviously
is.
ninjas as well.
Yeah. I mean, don't be weird about it. Um, yeah, it's a super cinema, and we're the bros.
Man, you're
Like
making me
it is
cry,
what it
man.
is.
This is too touching. This stuff is touching. Oof.
How's it going, Josiah?
Hit me in the feels. It's going well. It's going well.
All right.
It's a busy
Yeah.
Monday. It's been a busy weekend in my
Yep.
in my regular life, my non-superhero life. It's one of them days, It's like Peter Parker can't deliver the pizza on time, brother. Yeah, he's trying. He's trying. Like the bosses don't even know how hard he's trying. Up and above, swaying through the sky. Some days just
Yeah.
rough. That's how it is sometimes.
Yeah. Like this isn't the Misadventures of Austin podcast, and so like I can't tell you the degree to how much 2025 has been Spider-Man 2 in. Um. Yeah, man. It's been a year. So yeah, me and Josiah have things to talk about off camera, off podcast, off live stream. So I'm just gonna put that
Yeah.
out there, and you guys aren't gonna hear about that. But just know that there's things going on. But we're here
Indeed.
to give
Indeed.
you another quality movie review.
Indeed. Hey, I see you. It's Jack XO. What is up? Welcome on in.
What's good, yo?
Thank you for joining us. We celebrate you. Celebration
Good to see you, bro. Good to
tonight.
see you. Welcome to the live stream, Mr. Josiah. What do we have on the docket this evening?
Uh, ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Ba. Tron Ares. No going back. Film for IMAX October. That's what we got. That's what we got, man. So yeah, this just came out this weekend. Maybe some of y'all we're doing well. We're doing well, Jack. Thank you, man. Hopefully you're doing well out there also.
Yeah, we're hanging in there, one day at a time.
One
Exactly one.
conflict.
We're talking a 24-hour period at a time.
Boop, boop,
Space
boop,
and time.
boop.
Thank you for asking.
Yes. Uh,
All right.
look, don't trademark, don't copyright strike us. What is that? 20th century? I forgot. I forgot. Fox, is that the one that had 24? It was almost the sound effect, but let's be honest, it wasn't exactly the 24 sound effect that I did. It
Bleep,
was close.
bloop, bleep, bloop,
Blurp,
bleep,
blop.
bloop. All right. Okay, so we got a question. It says, okay, uh, it's Jack XO. Put a pin in that. We'll answer that later on stream. Maybe after the review. We'll get to that. The year's not over yet,
Top
but yeah,
movie of the year so far. Yeah,
let's get this movie review out the
we'll think
way,
about that
and
one.
then
Yeah.
we'll circle back to that.
Yeah, thanks
All
for
right. So
adding in. We're still figuring out, like, how much of the live interaction versus how much of the review to do. We're still ironing that out, but we will not forget your question, and
yeah,
it might be a spicy one that we got in our answers. Uh,
yeah.
I will say it's not Tron Ares. Austin, give us a breakdown of what this movie is about.
All right, Tron Ares is the story of 3D printing in the year 2025,
Mm-hmm.
and apparently they can do it with lasers. Lasers
Mm-hmm.
can materialize matter
I
through
mean, why
the
not? I mean, why not?
um through the you know crack work of the Disney Imagineers. They got some incredible people working there,
It's a photon
and they can
packet
take
and it's a wave. I mean, like, why do you
yeah,
want
they
to
can take
limit?
photon particles and turn them into solid, tangible matter. Don't ask me how, but this is what they're doing. Um, there should have been a tie-in to some 3D printing company.
Boy,
I mean, man,
that's
I
a
don't
missed
know
opportunity.
how they missed that one. I don't get
Yikes.
that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Canon,
essentially,
just goodness gracious. Y'all dropped the
we get
ball.
we get kind of an exposition dump in the very beginning. By the way, did you watch this in 3D, Josiah?
I did. I did see it in 3D.
I also saw it in 3D. And more or less, I feel like it's justified. Is it absolutely necessary? No, but it's a nice addition. It's cool. Okay. So there's an exposition dump. There's two companies. There's the company that we know from the original Tron, and then there's a Dillinger company, last name Dillinger, the namesake of this family. And
Yeah,
apparently they have some kind
Dillinger.
of
I just rewatched the first one. Dillinger was the name of the guy who was running the company at the beginning of the first Tron. He had famously stolen basically the all like the 5 games that Kevin Flynn created to then rise to the
Flynn.
top of Incom. Yeah,
Flynn, Incom. So Incom and Dillinger, are they in the beginning, to me anyway, it looked like they were about to be on the verge of some kind of a merger or some kind of partnership, but apparently they are corporate adversaries. And that's really what plays out during the movie. And so they have one side or both sides have discovered how to print solid matter, and Dillinger is using this for sales to the military industrial complex. He wants to sell soldiers, disposable soldiers. The catch on all of it, and what he kind of kept a secret from the contractors in the military, was that these super soldiers can only maintain structural integrity for 29 minutes. And then upon which afterwards, they just disintegrate into ash, coal, whatever it is that they're made of. And so, um, and one side is trying to figure that problem out, and then the other side, Intech. What's the name of it? Is it Intech? What's the name of
Incom,
the
Incom.
Income? Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
Income. The people that work there, it shows them kind of going out somewhere, presumably in the winter mountainous region, snowy region, to some hidden bunker where they have the old Flynn computer, and they're looking for what's called like permanence. In other words, we can print these guys out, but how can we get them to last longer than 29 minutes? And so a whole bunch of hacking and counter hacking ensues throughout the film. And on the Dillinger side, the AI.
Without spoilers.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So based on what you see in the trailer,
Hmm.
Jared Leto's character is. I don't remember all of what was shown in the trailer, but he's fighting on one
He's
side.
we see that he's printed out
Yes.
and Dillinger, I think who's the grandson of the Dillinger from the first film, basically is presenting this guy and all the equipment as, you know, your one man army, or your printed your army at demand kind of situation. So
Yeah.
that's what we know
But
from the trailer.
essentially through a course of events, since this is a spoiler-free synopsis, the Tron world enters into the real world, and chaos and calamity ensues. And how will it all be resolved?
I don't know. I don't
That's
know.
pretty much spoiler-free as I can get. From this point on, if you have not seen the movie and you would like to see it, go watch the movie, come back, check this live stream out, and we'd love to have this conversation with
And
you.
what he means by this point on, after we maybe give a recommendation or a demerit to the film, at a brief, at a glance, at a blush, what would
Yeah, at a
you? What would you?
30,000 feet above ground view, bird's eye view.
Without going into greater detail, would you
All right.
recommend people go out and check this film?
If you liked any of the Tron movies, yeah, check it out. Um, if you like moderate, if you like competent sci-fi that it's pretty heavy on tropes, but it's still more or less an enjoyable watch. Check it out. If you like good special effects, check it out. If you don't take the plot too seriously, check it out. And uh, yeah, you if you like old school arcade games, I guess check it out. Um,
A little bit,
yeah,
a little bit, yeah.
a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
If you like 80s computer nostalgia to a certain degree, go check it out. Uh, yeah, that's pretty much what I'll say without spoilers. It's a fun movie overall. It's cool. Um, is it another movie that doesn't quite know how to stick the landing? Doesn't quite know what to do with the end? Eh, I don't know, maybe. But is it overall like a fun watch? And there's some interesting things, and it's moving so fast that as long as you don't take it too seriously, then you can still have a good time. I'd say so. How about you, Josiah? What do you think?
Yeah, man. I thought this was a fun movie. I enjoyed my time watching it. Saw it 3D IMAX, and yeah, it looked good. Surprisingly sounded pretty good overall. Um, it's cool. It's cool. It is. It is. It's. I think is what you would expect it to be, based off the trailers, based off the
Yeah.
poster here, based off what you know of the Tron franchise already. Now, I know obviously there are going to be quite a few Tron fans that won't like it, but look, if you're looking for an action film that has got the sci-fi elements, that you want to hear some fun electronic music during, and you're not expecting it
Oh,
to be a story that will like blow you out of the water in any way, shape, or form. I think most people know, based on the franchise, based on the trailers, based off what it looks like, what you're getting into. So if you want to get into that kind of an adventure, yeah, I think it's worth checking out. I actually wound up taking
yeah.
my dad, and we had rewatched
Yeah.
the first Tron film a couple days ago, and he was like, yeah, he felt like he got more out of it having rewatched the first Tron to have some of the connections. But it's not
Okay.
necessary. I think entertaining popcorn film.
Yeah.
Yeah, not gonna be an Oscar contender, but look, it's not trying to be that. So I think you
Yeah.
know what type of film it is going into it. So yeah,
Yeah, the last thing I'll say is if you like Nine Inch Nails, if you like the music of Trent Reznor and Nine Inch Nails, you will enjoy this movie.
Mhm.
I'll get into more of that as we get into the review, but just kind of the general assessment. I would say, yeah, it's a pretty fun sci-fi movie.
Yeah. I'll say, as always, as typical, you got a movie pass. It's worth checking out. You don't have a movie pass, I think take a pause. Is this your stick overall? If it is, yeah, maybe spend the, well, honestly, I think it was like 29, almost $30 for IMAX
I mean,
3D. That's maybe a little much, but that's kind of
I
the
saw
day
it
and
in real
age we're in.
3D. I saw it in real 3D. It was still good.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
If I had timed it better, I would have caught the IMAX 3D, but it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And part of the IMAX experience is just, like the nicer seats. You might be able to like recline, and it's just a better overall experience. So if
Mm-hmm.
you value that as a moviegoer, then yeah, it might be worth it. Um, yeah. So I'll just leave that at that.
Yeah. Now, obviously, we only saw it in 3D, so we don't exactly have a comparison. But would you recommend this for 3D? Was that a necessary element of your viewing experience?
I don't think it's necessary, but it is a nice little touch. The
Yeah.
3D doesn't add so much that the movie is missing apart from that experience. But
Hmm.
yeah, it was still fun.
Okay. I'll hold to
Um,
my
it's
typical. Go ahead.
actually it's as far as the 3D itself goes. Although I expected it to be like really like in your face a lot of time,
Mm.
surprisingly, it wasn't that much.
Yeah.
Superman was way more egregious with the 3D than this movie was,
Mm.
which was a surprise to me.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't feel like they designed this to be experienced in 3D. In the way a lot of other movies in the past have been.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I'll say personally, I think yeah, having the layer there was fine. My brain forgot about it real fast. So as usual, I typically will only recommend 3D for like a completely CG movie. I mean, this is a lot of CG. The CG parts are better in 3D, but yet again, Avatar. I saw Kung Fu Panda 2 back in the day, and that like was impressive for me in 3D. Animated things are going to be way better in 3D. We covered the Bad Guys 2 earlier, like
Yeah.
2 months ago. That 3D was significantly better than this, but that's how it
Yeah.
is.
And
Live
again,
action isn't all that exciting in 3D overall.
yeah, there's everyday life is not that exciting in 2D or 3D. The 3D doesn't make it more exciting. Um I will say, like, I'm kind of whatever on the first Zootopia movie. Like, it's fine. It's a kids movie. It's whatever. Um, Jason Bateman's cool. I like Jason Bateman.
He's
Um,
perfect. He's perfect as Nick Wilde. He
sure.
completely nails that persona.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Um, Having said that, like, this is the second time I've seen in 3D the trailer for Zootopia 2. I'm like, okay, let me check this movie out. Like,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
it looks like it's going to be a good 3D movie. And
Mhm.
it's to your point, Josiah. It's an animated film,
Yep.
and I think that
Yep.
makes the difference.
Mhm. Yeah.
So there's a
Sweet.
anime movie called Scarlet, and I kind of hope that's in 3D, but I don't know if it's going to be.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, not
I saw
sure.
the trailer for that during Demon Slayer,
Okay.
and I was like, "Ooh, I want to see that movie. That looks interesting."
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
the same guy that did like Perfect Blue and The Boy
Oh,
and the
really?
Wolf,
Oh, okay.
Paprika. Yeah, it's him.
Mm.
Mamoru. No,
No, he passed, didn't he?
sorry. No, not Satoshi Kon. Not
Yeah.
Satoshi Kon. That's the guy that did The Boy and the Wolf.
Oh, Born the Wolf and Summer Wars, Mamoru Hosoda or something, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him.
Okay.
Him. So
Sweet. That was not on my radar. I'll put that on it. So,
yeah,
all
I
right,
definitely
yeah.
I could not remember. So anyway, animated films definitely benefit more than live action films when it comes to 3D, unless there's significant special effects. Like I saw the trailer for the Predator movie, that the new Predator
Oh,
movie,
Badlands, yeah.
Badlands, Predator Badlands, and that might really benefit from 3D because of the nature of the camera angles that they're using and the close-ups and the zoom ins and these big monsters. Like, it might actually really benefit from that. So
Good. Yeah.
yeah, that's a movie I'm curious to see anyway. So we'll see how it goes.
Mhm.
All right, but back to this movie. Back to Tron Ares. Um, all right, from this point on, spoiler alert. Now's the official spoiler alert. This is where
Spoilers.
we
You have
absolve
entered
ourselves from any
the
liability for
spoiler
ruining the film.
zone.
If you continue watching it, we love you for it. We thank you for it, but we are going into spoiler territories. All right, so Josiah, Let's do it as we normally do.
Yeah, man.
Uh, what did you like about this movie? What really stood out to you?
Look, the number one thing that stood out to me that I liked about the film is probably the biggest strength. I actually did wind up liking the characters. I got invested into their conflict. I thought they're interesting. Now, they might not have like the greatest arcs, within the story, but look, man, I thought Jared Leto did a good job with the character. I think they were correct in how they set it up. Like pretty early on, you wind up caring about his character. I mean, Dillinger treats him as just master control, just his AI, just his bot, just his program. Sorry, just his program that is going to run everything, is going to execute his plan exactly the way he wants it to be executed, and is cold and distant to him, and thinks that Ares is just this cold and distant program that is going to do anything and everything he commands. And I think pretty early on, they wind up showing that he kind of is curious about more than just following the orders. And while he does follow the orders, yeah, I think the I think the scene in which he's printed into the real world, and then starts scanning the environment around, all the people around, has a little bit of levity and humor, and then kind of a touching moment in which he discovers rain for the first time. uh I believed that he was someone that was experiencing like real life for the first time, and was starting to wonder, starting to ponder, starting to kind of break out of the program that he was designed to be. So, you know what? Uh, as Pinocchio in our story here, I think I believed it. I was down for the ride. The secondary main character, yeah, they pretty immediately get into her emotional story as well. Having lost her sister, and is trying to rediscover what her sister was working on, trying to find that final thing that her sister was working on, which was the permanence code. So throughout the vast majority of the film, like I was down for the tension, the conflict of both of their like emotional journeys that they went on. So that's something that I can't say, sadly enough, for really either of the other Tron movies. I mean, I hate to say it. Look, I'm sure if I was like born in the '80s when the first Tron launched came out, would have blown me away for every other for all the different reasons. It's cool. It's an awesome movie. It's a cool movie. It's a fun movie. But having just rewatched it a few days before checking out this film, I didn't fully connect with any of the characters that much emotionally. I mean, there's the level of big bad evil corporation. There's the level of, yes, I sympathize with Kevin Flynn on being the super genius, creating 5 different games that are then ripped out and stolen from him, and all he wants to do is be able to get them back and prove that they were stolen from him. I very much sympathize with that, but in the scenes that he's conveying, that information to our two other main characters, it worked. It worked fine enough, but I was never really like truly engaged emotionally. Like I could understand and sympathize intellectually. I don't know. I just didn't fully engage with him or Alan, who creates Tron, or even I forgot the name of the female lead character. She was one of the least interesting characters in the entire thing. Sadly enough, she barely gets anything.
Are you talking about the original Tron?
In the original. So that's me. That's me. That's just me saying, like, I think the way they set up Ares and was her name here? It wasn't Emma, right? It was I got it. I got it here. It was not Emily. Sorry, guys. Look, I've got an aging brain over here. Eve. Greta Lee plays Eve Kim. I was there. I was into it. I was not as much as this guy. We'll get to it soon. But I believed, I believed in their emotional journey. I thought so. Beyond that, that's the most important thing. connect with your main characters, connect with their conflict and their emotional journey. At least sympathize with it and kind of like be down for that journey. I think I was down for the journey. Is it the best way that those journeys have ever been done? No. Pinocchio and the other stories potentially have done it far better. Frankenstein, which they wind up referencing in this, I'm sure by Guillermo del Toro, and in the original, Mary Shelley, 1,000 times better than this. I'm sure. I'm sure. But I did wind up enjoying those journeys in this film too, enough to propel me through the story. And far and above Sam. I'm sorry, Sam. Strong Legacy. You were looking for your dad. You grew up without your dad. I get it. It's a terrible thing to experience. I'm sorry for all the people that do. I just didn't exactly connect to it. And the way they set that up in Legacy, they kind of set up in a like 90s, like Home Alone esque sort of way, where he winds up breaking into his own company that's been taken over by, the corporate, um,
Soulless megacorp.
soulless corporate Wall Street esque 30-year-olds that are about to run the company into the ground and screws up everything that they're doing. And then he winds up getting sucked into the grid. It worked. It was fine. It was fine at the time. I remember being cool with it at the time. Having rewatched it, there's something about that emotional connection that didn't work for me. And then his journey along the way. He's supposed to fall in love with um oh man, Cora. Cora's the quirky ISO that you're supposed to not realize is an ISO throughout the whole film, and then she falls for him and he falls for her. And it just didn't work. It just didn't work. I mean, Disney. It didn't work for Disney. It wasn't successful enough. It didn't transfer over into an immediate sequel like they were hoping at the time. All that said, emotional journey for this movie worked for me a lot better. The action I thought was entertaining. I don't think it reaches like as high heights as it could. Like the Bad Guys 2, that first vehicle action chase scene, 3 times better than the chase scene. Any of the chase scenes we wind up getting in this movie. Still fun to watch, especially the escape from the mountain scene that we get with Ares taking Eve, escaping Athena when they're going through like this industrial oil derrick like, you know, in its facility on top of the water. I thought that scene was super dope. I thought it looked really good. A lot of the other stuff looked good in here, but uh, and the music wound up working for me too. I did listen to this soundtrack before watching the film. I had it on a little bit low. I felt like I wasn't like super impressed by it. I did pause and I was like, maybe this sounds better with the movie. Maybe it sounds better at a higher level. And I will say that it was better for both in the film at a much higher level. Yeah, we can go into more detail, but yeah, give me some things you liked about this movie, Austin.
Excuse me. Greatly. Excuse me.
God bless her.
Yes, 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 yes. Um, let's see. Yeah, I can see this soundtrack not really working as a standalone unless you really like Nine Inch Nails. I'm not particularly a huge Nine Inch Nails fan or whatever.
Yeah.
There's a couple songs I remember from high school that were like whatever. They played it on the radio. I recognize it, but
You said high school?
yeah. Ugh.
Good gracious, how old are you, man?
I'm 24 now. Yeah, but I thought the music fit for the movie.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, I've only seen bits and pieces of the original Tron, and I only saw like a little bit of Tron Legacy. Uh, I think that I think the same thing is true. Like if you really like Daft Punk, then that soundtrack's gonna work. If you like the less jazzy, less sampley version of Daft Punk,
No.
yeah, the soundtrack's gonna work. Otherwise, yeah, I thought the music was good, and um, I liked. Let's see. What did I like? This movie, I feel like this movie wears its influences on its sleeve. You know, when he was looking at everybody and scanning, that's super Terminator 2. The
Mm-hmm.
other
Mm-hmm.
world and the agents that are going in, that's
Mm.
very Matrix Agent Smith.
Oh yeah,
Um,
even that scene where they're yeah, they like they've gone into, they cut a hole into the facility
yeah,
and they're gonna
the
go and look at the get the was it location of her of Eve, or it was like,
yeah,
it was, I forgot what it was specifically they were stealing from her. But like when he's
it
walking up the wall and you see
it was the
like
code or
the
whatever.
code, yeah,
Yeah,
whatever the code is falling towards the screen, it's like, yeah, 100% the green matrix code falling, except like it was
yeah.
blue or whatever.
Some there's a little bit of influence from like hackers, I think, from the '90s, where they're in this other ethereal other world kind of thing. Um, there is what's another? There's a couple other influences that I'm not placing right now, but oh when
There's a
they
little
part the
bit, I think, from the Dark Knight, just specifically like the car and vehicle scenes like out on the road. It did remind me like a tiny bit of like there, like the moment where I forgot the name of the like U shaped vehicle that
yeah,
Athena
yeah, yeah,
winds up flying in.
all
When
kind of
that like crashes and then like a tank comes out the bottom, that
yeah.
scene very much looked like, the Bat Pod coming out of the Batmobile. And it even like bumps into a vehicle like right nearby. Like it just felt like 100% they were watching The Dark Knight, and some of the vehicle action scenes that were in that film.
Oh, this kind of reminds me of like like when they zapped her from the helicopter and they like zapped her into like the world.
Yeah.
You know what it kind of reminded me of? The original Willy Wonka and Mike TV, where he's like "Boop," he's being beamed over, and he ends up made
Hmm.
tinier or whatever.
Hmm.
Classic scene from the original Willy Wonka. It just has like a bunch. I mean, I don't know if that was the influence, but like it's just stuff that it reminds me of.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so this movie, I feel like it wears its influences on the sleeve pretty directly. Um, yeah, the plot line was cool. It was fine. Because I hadn't really watched and wasn't really invested in the previous two Tron movies.
Yeah.
I just saw this for what it was. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
This is something or other.
I
Um,
can give you a little small breakdown on how this movie connects to the other two once we get into once you get
yeah.
past the things you
Um,
liked.
uh, let's see. What else did I like? Again, I feel like the music really fit. I feel like the editing was pretty, pretty crisp. They kept the movie going. Um, yeah, and I liked that's pretty much. I'm kind of a Greta Lee fan. Uh, I didn't even see that. I didn't know I did that. Um, oh, Greta Lee. Yeah. Yeah. I think she's cute in this movie, and
Hmm.
I think
Hmm.
she just the way she carries herself and the way she talks and all that
Hmm.
stuff, and
Hmm.
just her whole character. I liked her character. Um,
I think
and
one of Athena's pilots that she was flying around with, like the single vehicle, like, flying units. At the end, there was one moment where they show up on either side of a fighter jet.
oh yeah.
I think one of those pilots was an Asian lady. What do you think about
Hey, it's a big world. Anything's
that? Anything is possible. Anything is
you know.
possible.
Yeah, I mean, um, I actually like the pursuit scene where she steals the girl's Tron cycle,
Yeah,
and then like
yeah, yeah.
I kind of, I mean, this might go into what
You
I
know
didn't
what?
like, but I like that like they kind of started like what could have been like a Tron game.
Yes, but
Uh, they weren't fully committed to the concept, to my lament. and I'll get
Well,
into that. Like
yeah.
they had an aerial scene,
She was so inexperienced with the vehicle. Like,
but
yeah,
she figured it out. Like I was like, okay, but like I
she
mean,
did.
I mean, I thought she was gonna go like a radically different directions, and if she did, this dude would
Yep,
have never
yep,
caught her in time.
yeah.
I thought that's where they were going, and then she was
Mm-hmm.
gonna like see. Here's what I thought was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
What I thought was going to happen is that the chase would ensue until they would get to a point, and just as Jared Leto's character is about to catch her.
I was thinking that was the case as well. Yeah, he's
I was
specifically
waiting.
referring to the there's a scene sequence, I guess, sequence in which Ares is supposed to capture Eve. He has 29 minutes to do it before he winds
Yeah,
up, disappearing basically. It was building up to that very same thing that you're discussing. But I actually will, yeah, later on, I'll give my thoughts on how they executed it. What I think about how they did that.
yeah. I also think that was it Men in Black that had like the disposable clones. At least in the cartoon, they had them.
Mm.
The animated
Mm.
series Men in Black, which I was a big fan of as a kid,
It was a
they
fun
had like
show,
these
man.
disposable clones, and
Yeah.
they just kind of disintegrated. Blah, 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 and they just kind
Hmm.
of melted into a puddle. This one, it just kind of like turned into ash.
Yeah. They
Um,
did not have the shoulder alien that the Men in Black animated series has. So if
yeah,
you're
yeah,
fans of that guy, I forgot his name. I'm sorry, you'll be disappointed. He's not represented.
right. So, um, who's the guy? Oh, Minaj. What's his name? He's like a comedian. He was on like Daily Show or whatever. He's the guy that he was the hype man. He had the cowboy hat and the girl took it off before he went on
Oh
stage.
yes, that is
Something Minaj.
yeah. Hassan Minaj plays
Hassan Minaj.
AJ Singh, Eve's business
I thought
partner, and the
yeah,
CTO.
I thought he was gonna be way more annoying than he ended up actually being. Uh,
Mm-hmm. Especially when they
I can
first
take
introduce him and he's getting all hyped up for his speech and he puts on his cowboy hat.
yeah.
Thankfully enough, it gets ripped off his head before he, he actually hits the
I
stage.
in real life I can only take Hassan Minaj in like small dosage.
Got it.
The he rides the pretentiousness gets a little bit much for me.
Mm,
Um
mm.
it's not even that I agree or disagree. It's just like his whole persona. I was like,
That's all right.
small
That's all right.
doses.
He
And
he
so,
doesn't play that persona that much in this movie at
yeah,
all, really.
like, all right. But yeah, he actually played just kind of a straight character, like a straightforward character, and he was fine. It was whatever. Um, the villain was okay. The young man, uh,
Evan Peters plays Julian Dillinger, the
yeah,
CEO of Dillinger Systems and grandson of Ed Dillinger.
yeah. One thing I liked was it was very like the wizard in Emerald City when he talked to uh
Ares inside
Ares.
his
His
grid.
face would come out, and it was very like Jor-El from Superman mixed with the wizard in Emerald City from the Wizard of
Yeah,
Oz.
yeah, yeah,
Face that just kind of talks, you
yeah,
know.
yeah,
I
yeah,
actually really
yeah.
like that.
Yeah, yeah. In the
Um,
original, it was yeah, it's definitely an homage to the original. The original reminded me a lot more of like Zordon from Power Rangers. It's like a
mm,
tube shape, very simple but like stretched out red face with like white and red lines. Like it was a very active kind of thing. This one
yeah,
they went the route of it's almost like stretched plastic over a face, in a way. I thought it was a
yeah.
cool look that they went for this movie.
I would say the homage back to the '80s and the way that they made it look, like they gave it the same look as the original Tron film. I thought that was cool. I like that.
Oh, when they went to that, yeah, went to the like OG Tron grid.
The Flynn computer, yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Mm-hmm.
cool.
Yeah.
Um,
It's
yeah, so I mean,
got
and
some
there's like
member berries for the Tron fans for the first
oh
movie.
yeah, the member berries for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
Yeah.
In case anybody doesn't know, member berries is a reference to a South Park episode where there's these little sentient berries. They're called member berries. Like, oh, remember in Indiana Jones, and remember. So, uh, yeah, this movie has a fair amount of that, but it's
Yeah.
not obnoxious with it. Uh,
I don't think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. At the end of the movie, they have like I don't know why if you're like an eccentric billionaire, like you just have like this big giant skyscraper. It's basically Stork Tower that became into Avengers Tower. You know, it's like you're in the middle of New York City or wherever major city you're in,
It's
and
now
you're
the
just like
new
at the top
Avengers
of this tower.
Tower. If you watch Thunderbolts.
If you watch K-pop Demon Hunters, it's the what do you call
Namsang
it?
Seoul
Hendrix
Tower.
Telematrix. What's the name of that
Hmm?
boo
Their
the
band,
definitely not
Huntrix.
Huntrix, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely not TLC from the 90s. Definitely not that.
Definitely not.
TLC, those ladies are black and Huntrix is very, very Korean. I
I
need you to
didn't
know
even
that.
realize. I didn't even
I
realize.
need you to know that. This is definitely not TLC, where you have the pretty
Hmm.
girl, the leader, and then the rapper. This is definitely not
No, no,
T-Boz,
no, no.
Chili, and Left Eye. Absolutely not. You know. I mean,
Hey,
shout
hey,
out to Korea
if
for the
you're one of our
black girl
watchers and you
copying
remember
paste,
this
but
that
hey,
group, let us know in the comments. Give them some love.
yeah, Gen Z, if you've ever Wikipedia'd something outside of your immediate frame of reference. Anyway, um,
That's
what were we
another
talking? Oh yeah,
episode.
Tron Ares.
Go
Tron
back and
Ares,
check out
yeah,
our
fun film.
demon K-pop Demon Hunters review if you want to. Want to hear more about
Check it out.
that?
Check it out. Yeah, but yeah, this movie, um, yeah, man, yeah, that's pretty much those are the things that I liked.
Okay. Yeah.
I think
It's
that covers it.
fascinating that look, Rotten Tomatoes is known as an aggregator. According to Rotten Tomatoes, this movie is rotten. Okay, but the fans seem to like this movie a lot more. I think last I looked, it was like maybe the upper 40s or something as far as critics, and then in the maybe mid to upper 80s as far as audience members. I will not bring this up very much anymore. I'm sorry, guys, but I actually was happy. I like. It sounds like you enjoyed your time watching this film too.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely like the opening sequence, the red and black Virtual Boy, Nintendo Virtual Boy, the castle, the Disney castle.
Oh
That was
yeah.
dope.
Mm-hmm.
That was dope.
Yeah.
Especially in actually in 3D, that actually was a little bit better in
And the
3D.
beginning had Ares like fighting. Was he fighting himself or just like training or whatever? Right?
Yeah, he was Neo from the Matrix downloading I know kung fu kind of thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And there's a little bit of Naruto clone learning absorption
Mm-hmm.
jutsu
Mm-hmm.
references.
Dang.
At at least that's what it looks like. I don't know if this was actually their
Mm.
influences, if it's
Yeah.
just a coincidence. But I would almost like to think that it was, like the people that make this
Yeah.
are people that watch anime and watch
Look,
movies and are inspired by them.
the
I'm
long
okay
the
with
long and short of it is, if you're able to clone yourself and then your clone goes off and reads the entire works of Shakespeare, once you reconstitute yourself into one being, you have all the knowledge from all of your clones in
assimilated
one.
experience, knowledge
Yeah.
in one place. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that's actually this is going way out, but just like there's some tie-ins to quantum mechanics and quantum dynamics and all that
Uh-huh.
stuff.
Uh-huh.
Monkey learned how to do something on this side of the planet, and then monkeys on the other side of the planet of the same species now know how to do the exact same. Just
Oh.
the world is a crazy place. I'm just saying.
Oh. Oh.
So
That's a real thing?
yeah, yeah,
That's
I've heard there's some
crazy,
crazy
brother.
stuff. Yeah,
That's
quantum
crazy.
dynamics and quantum whatever.
The
Anyway,
quantum entanglement, or whatever it is. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
Tron Ares, ladies and gentlemen,
Look,
Tron Ares.
it explained quantum mechanics to me. Look, thank you, Disney.
It expand, yeah, it expanded my understanding of the universe, known and
We now
um,
have mastered all there is to know about string theory, and
if the movie
know
was actually
50% of
this
all of our universe.
yeah, if the movie was actually this deep, oh man, this would have been a way doper movie. Um, but I don't know when Disney plans on letting Christopher Nolan direct one of their movies. You know what I mean?
mm,
So, eh.
mm, mm.
Um, So the end credits, it's not a post credit scene, but it's an end credit scene. They're definitely opening this up to potential
Yes,
sequels.
they want more to make more films. They
Yeah,
want to make
Tron
more.
Libra, Tron Sagittarius, Tron Taurus,
Hmm.
um, and the finale will be, of course, Tron Scorpio for all the November babies out there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. But yeah, there's definitely
I'm
like
waiting for Tron
this
Kratos, to
movie.
be honest. That's gonna be a dope film.
Yeah, that could be interesting too. Uh, so I saw a headline saying like, it was a disappointing box office. I guess it only made like 33 million,
Well,
but it still won the box office over the weekend. It just
okay.
was a disappointing return.
Yeah.
So are they going to make another movie? Are they going to make a direct to Disney Plus?
So I actually
No.
heard a long time ago that Tron was more successful, at least Tron Legacy. Maybe somehow the first Tron too. But it sounded like Tron Legacy was a bigger franchise like in China. So I don't know if that's what they were going for with this film also, and if that's gonna actually like, play out in the way that they wanted to. Not sure. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, because if they get enough of a return in China, then that'll justify a sequel
Yeah.
for sure.
Like
Um,
Transformers. That's kind of what happened with Transformers.
yeah,
Yeah. I
yeah,
think
for
even
sure.
like Fast and Furious, to be honest, yeah, there's a good amount of stuff that once it gets its traction over in Asia, China especially, it just keeps going.
Yeah. Um, yeah, the Chinese film market is a really interesting place.
Yeah,
You have some of the most articulate fight scene choreography. You have some of the most like probing psychological, emotional adventure stuff, Wong Kar-wai. And then you have like the most vapid, you know, popcorn movie, brain rot, Transformers, Fast and
okay.
Furious, whatever. And they love that crap.
Hmm.
So, I guess what I'm trying to say is I guess maybe we're all more alike than we are different.
Yeah. Hmm.
Maybe we're all more similar than we are dissimilar.
Are you about to say, can't we all
Because
just get along?
because America's making this brain rot, vapid nonsense, but they're just eating it up over there. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like, we're more the same than we are alike.
All right,
Clearly.
all right. This brings me to an answer. It's Jack XO. I don't know if you're here anymore. If you are, brother, thanks for sticking around. I will say, so far, my favorite movie this year, I'll give it to the Chinese, man. I'll give it to the Chinese. Nezha 2. That animated film is incredible. And then coming close after it is Kimetsu no Yaiba, Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle. But Nezha 2 is insane. If you love anime, any kind of story that comes with that's related to animation, action, shonen, any of that stuff. Nezha 2 is incredible. And it has, I think, one of the best arcs for a supporting villain character I've seen in a long time. Long time. Anyways, that was just because you were talking about China. And I guess I've sold out to them. But, look. I don't think it was made by the Chinese government. I'm pretty sure that it was made by a private independent animation studio, and I'm happy to give flowers to animation studios that deserve it.
Yeah, Josiah has told me about the Nezo movies. I just haven't seen them, so I don't have anything to say about that. Um, what movie came out this year that was just super good? What movie came out this year? What movies came out this year?
We've seen quite a few of them.
Demon
Not all of
Slayer's
them.
really high up there for sure.
Demon Slayer.
Uh,
Yeah.
what else? Like, hang on, let me take my phone out and then
We'll, we'll,
like
we'll, we'll get
mark
back to
down.
Tron Ares in a second, guys.
Yeah, yeah. Let me
Look.
just
I
see. Let
just
me
I
just
just
scroll
had a
back.
moment to answer Jack's question, because I had a perfect tie-in.
Live. Okay, so F1, Smashing Machine, Demon Slayer, K-pop, Caught Stealing, Weapons, Bad Guys 2, Fantastic Four, Superman, Captain America that came out this year.
Mm-hmm. It sure did.
Wicked came out this year.
Well, no, that came
Nosferatu.
out. They came out last November.
Oh, okay, never mind.
It's
But we
within the year.
reviewed it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Nosferatu.
December.
Okay. Oh, you know what? Today, yeah, okay, got it. We reviewed some of these things in January.
Hmm.
So this we did our Barbenheimer review, but that was for 2024 movies. That wasn't 2025. So Captain America, Superman, Fantastic Four, Bad Guys 2, Weapons, Caught Stealing, K-pop Demon Hunters. I guess we'll count that, even though it's a
Yeah,
Netflix movie.
yeah.
Demon Slayer,
That
Big
was a
Bold
loss
Beautiful
that Sony
Journey,
took, man. They shouldn't have given that movie back away.
F1, and Smashing Machine, Tron Ares. I would
Uh,
definitely say I would have to say that
did you saw Mickey 17, right? That was, yeah, that was in March.
yes, we
Novocaine.
did. We talked about Mickey 17, didn't we?
Mm-hmm. We did. I'm pretty sure we did. Unless we should have. I think we should have.
Yeah, I don't know where
The amateur, the chosen. Oh, Warfare. Did you wind up checking out Warfare?
Warfare. No.
Okay.
I know we reviewed I know that we reviewed Mickey 17, didn't we?
I thought so,
I'm
but
almost certain that we did.
well, maybe it was a recorded video that we released, not a live.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm not popular. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it's looking like Demon Slayer is probably the best movie so far.
Mm-hmm.
It's looking like that.
Yeah.
The other ones they're good, but they're like good. They're like paint by numbers good. You know what I mean?
Sure. Sure.
F1 was fun, very paint by
Mm-hmm.
numbers. Smashing Machine was fun. It was good, kind of artsy in its own way. Um, Big Bold Beautiful Journey was really artsy and really kind of eccentric. K-pop Demon Hunters,
That movie
Caught
was really cool.
Stealing.
Yeah.
Caught Stealing was pretty good. Weapons,
I was
it
definitely
has some
more
interesting
more
parts.
up on weapons than you were. Yeah. That was probably
Yeah,
our most divisive one this year. Mm-hmm.
yeah. Fantastic Four, it was cool. Superman, it was cool. Captain America, it was cool. Yeah, I mean, upon reflection, it's definitely Demon Slayer taking this category
It
for
is,
sure.
man. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So,
I feel like, yeah. I think unless you've seen Nassau 2, it's got to be Demon Slayer Infinity Castle. That said, I don't know, man. Wicked for Good in November might wind up taking it all. Frankenstein might take it all. I don't know. We'll see.
yeah, there's also an anime movie about like track and field that I want to see.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll be down for that.
Like 1 meter or something like that.
Okay.
It's yeah. So I mean, who knows? That might take it for me as
As
well.
one last tangent
Or
that will connect us back to the topic. Remember in the Animatrix there was a short about a race inside of a track that was animated, like it was like Sakuga before like Sakuga was known to be a thing. Incredible. I think, yeah, it was like so visceral, and like I think the athlete, he was a runner. I think his body was like breaking down like mid race and stuff, and
oh
yeah.
yes, it was like black
Mhm.
and red. It was a black
Mhm.
guy running.
Yes. Uh-huh. Incredibly
Yeah,
cool
yeah,
animated short. So
yeah.
Animatrix
That was
done
super cool.
didn't does get us back into the digital world, separate but similar to the grid in Tron Ares.
Yeah,
Any
but
any more
yeah,
any more
Jack
thoughts?
XO. Final thoughts so far. Demon Hunter Infinity Castle is
Yeah,
by far the best movie so far
dude.
as we're wrapping up this year.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that said, we kind of covered what we liked. What did you dislike or take issue with in this film, Josiah?
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Uh, Sometimes there's a story element that, if was done differently, would then mean there's no story. So it's like it's almost unfair for me to point out on some level, but I have to. I just feel like it. Julian Dillinger. I missed the very, very, very beginning. Was he the one that created this grid? Or was it a version of his like grandfather's grid or something? Like his grandfather made the grid back in the day, and then he like activated it. I missed that detail. Either way, it seems to be that he's the one that's created Ares, right?
Yeah.
He failed. He failed in a number of ways. And the first way that he failed is his like top level Sark. Sark is the name of like the main uh there's so in the original Tron there's Master Control, which is the towering, program main villain. And then there's Sark, who's like his humanoid second in command, supposed to go out and execute all of his plans. Ares is Sark in this film. And fun little detail once we get to the ending credits, mid credit scene or whatever, where we see Julian, wake up inside the grid once he grabs his data disk, and the Tron outfit is forming on his body. When he throws his head back and you see like the outline of his uniform or whatever forming,
Like old
that
school, right?
helmet, yeah, that helmet is the Sark helmet from the
Mm.
original movie. That shape of the
Yeah.
helmet and everything. Anyways, long story short, so Ares is supposed to be his, right hand man inside the grid to execute everything that he wants to execute. And he failed horribly in that, like, look, if you're writing a program to be uh, your right hand completely, evil or not even evil, just will obey you no matter what. I feel like there's a better way to do it. It was like almost immediate that Ares winds up having his, I want to be a real boy moment in this film. It's like pretty early on that
Yeah.
I believe that he was going to betray him like no problem. And it kind of became that. Like he like after he has that moment, he's inside the grid. He needs to break into Encom. He breaks into Encom, and then he has his moment where he's downloading like all of Eve's experiences. He like immediately falls in love with that woman. He even like fell in love with her. I think he didn't he wind up hearing something like a quote from her even before he went there. Yeah, he cracked real fast. So that'll be my critique. If you're gonna be like
That's your
designing,
critique?
that's my
That's
that's
like the most realistic part of the movie to me. Like, oh yeah, I totally resonated with the character after
Oh
that.
yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Going from I don't know, super Nazi robot to like I have a heart of gold because of Greta Lee. Like that's exactly how it
Yeah,
happens.
like heartless robot, Greta Lee equals I want to be a real boy. I don't. What
It's
part of this aren't you understand? I
one
don't.
1 + 1 = 2. Like I don't know what's going
Yeah,
on. Yeah, no
yeah.
no problem with it. Yeah. Yes, that'll be my first critique. Like if you're gonna build a Agent Smith, like dude, you absolutely failed. Absolutely failed. Then again, I guess Julian isn't supposed to be like he's like smart enough to be able to like control everything, and I guess he's running the business into the ground. It was probably being run into the ground before him. He's doing his last ditch effort. One can argue he's not Steve Wozniak or whatever, where he's gonna figure his way out of the situation through his intelligence and ability to execute. That said, Ares folded like an origami or something like that, from obeying him to like not obeying him. And I just feel like if you're going to design a cold, heartless program that needs to execute everything that you want to execute at no questions, he did an absolutely horrible job.
You're like, why did you give it all this agency in the first place? It's weird. Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and like the shred of it not obeying him, he should just like delete the program and like start again. Like
Yeah, like what took to the T-100 in Terminator 2 like the
movie,
span of the entire film.
entire
Now
film. Yeah,
now I understand why you cry. It's like, like
yeah, yeah,
it took him the entire span. He's asking young John Connor questions,
yeah.
trying to understand,
Hmm.
learning, learning how to act like John was telling him and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Processing things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as understandable as it is, yeah, the way it was written, yeah, it definitely like they speed ran that whole thing.
Yeah, and I think
Uh,
the film could be stronger if you believe that he would not go against his programming. Like what if it became he was using her and then I don't know. It's maybe too cliche, but like he rescues her and then 2/3 of the movie he basically has gotten what he wants and like betrays her. I don't know if there's a better way to go about it. I think it'd be more interesting if it took a longer amount of time for him to actually turn to the good side, because more or less he like super stalks her and she calls him out for it. He sees her entire digital life and falls in love with her, and then he winds up reading like Frankenstein and great poets. Like he's one scene away from like quoting I don't know Dostoevsky to her or something like that, and falling in love with her madly. It's just kind of like drop of a dime, flip of a switch. Basically, goes from you know evil, malevolent. I guess he's not technically malevolent. He's supposed to be emotionless, or not one way or the other. I don't know.
yeah,
He just flips way too fast. I think I wanted there to be more tension. I knew he was going to help her out. The second he winds up falling all over her, seeing her
yeah.
memories.
When he was talking about Depeche Mode, so he's like he really likes Depeche Mode in this movie.
Yeah.
And when he was describing Depeche Mode, I swear it sounded just like a scene out of American Psycho. Have you seen
Uh-huh.
American Psycho with Christian Bale?
It's
He's
one
like,
of the classics that I have not seen. I've seen scenes from
oh,
it, but yeah, I do need to watch
so
it.
so American Psycho. So it's Christian Bale's character. He's a total like he's like a type A sociopath, psychopath, right?
Yeah.
And he's like he's vacant, but like he just like when he talks about what he likes about a Whitney Houston album, it sounds like you're reading the Wikipedia article, you know, with her
Yeah.
soft, synth beats and upbeat,
Yeah.
lyricism and
Yeah.
aspirational. But it's like it's not even a real person.
It's true.
It's just like
It's true.
it's just marketing copy. When he's talking about the music that he likes, it's like he's reading off, you know, promotional copy for the album, or
Hmm.
like, you know, the intro to a Rolling Stone interview, right?
Hmm.
And so when Jared Leto's like talking about Depeche Mode and what he likes about it or what he likes about Mozart, it had the exact same vibe.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hmm.
and so the other thing I wanted to mention, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. You can maybe you can tell me if you like this or if you didn't like this.
Hmm.
The master commander, what's it called? The master protocol,
Control.
master control becomes the
Athena.
the black female, right?
Yeah. Athena. Hmm.
Athena, and I actually think she plays it pretty well.
She does. Yeah.
Her approach to it as she comes back and like, she took the by any means necessary command to capture and to get the code by any means necessary. She took it to its most literal extreme, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
To the point where she even kills Dillinger's mother, the other Dillinger.
Hmm. Hmm.
And
Yeah.
she this big giant monstrosity. And I'll get to that and stuff that I didn't like, but
Sure.
it reminded me of an anime from the like late 80s, early 90s, and they in the early 2000s they made a live action version of it in Japan. It's called Kashan. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
I
Um
don't think I have.
Kashan is like this guy, like he's like this cybernetic guy. He has like this kind of like kind of looks like what was that G-Force anime from the 70s?
From the
Anyway, he
70s.
looks it's like this anime. They used to play it on like Adult Swim or Toonami, like really late at night. Anyway,
Okay.
he kind of looks like that, so that's fine. But like his
Like
the
a
antagonist,
Tatsunoko
yeah,
character.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
very, very with like the yeah. with like the beak visor kind of thing.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah. Is it like Gotcha
So
Man or
the bad
something?
guy in that movie is this android, this robot who's
Yeah.
trying to destroy humanity. Spoiler alert for this if you've never seen it. It's actually really good. Actually really recommend it.
Yeah.
Uh, I gave it to my friend as a DVD. As a friend, like you'll like this. This is super dope.
Nice. Nice.
But okay, fine. I'll just spoil it. Like
Go ahead.
essentially, the android was just carrying out its programming, right?
Got it. Yeah. Uh-huh.
To make the world the most inhabitable means you got to get rid of all the humans because they're the ones
hmm
making it
Yeah.
uninhabitable. And so he was a bad guy, but he was really just following his programming.
Yeah. hmm
And so I got the
Yeah,
same vibes from her, from
definitely.
Athena.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's very much like, I mean, you brought up the Matrix earlier. It's very much like Agent Smith, except
Agent Smith.
the
Yeah,
difference with Agent Smith is like he like mutates or whatever and creates his own kind of like motives, and winds up being an agent separate from the machine.
yeah, and he had
Which
a real
technically I think
animosity.
she does also, because as
Yeah,
much as Tron does, like she there are a few interactions that she has, not Tron, Ares. There are a few interactions that she has with Ares in which it seems like she has more, like, as much agency as he does, and she
yeah,
just takes advantage of his turn to become Master Control. Um, but I feel like they depicted her as like she could stop her directive if she wanted to, but it didn't feel like she was as vacant as like, oh, she was only following the directive and like she couldn't do anything but follow the directive. It did feel like she was using the directive to her ends to gain power, to
her own personal end.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, to usurp Ares as Master Control, which she does. And then even
right.
that, I think she wants to. Yeah, I think she has enough agency where she would take over even above Dillinger, which we see. Yeah, like you said, she winds up killing Dillinger's mom. Um,
Yeah, the weird
yeah,
thing about it, I'll let you finish your part, and then I'll kind of get into what I my
yeah.
critique of the film.
That actually did connect to one thing I did like. I think the movie did a pretty good job with her. Uh, so as you mentioned, she winds up chasing down Eve. Eve winds up stealing her bike. At that scene, they have the 29 minutes before they wind up becoming, dust and basically go back to the grid. Uh, when Ares stops on the dock and is like trying to get Eve, trying to capture Eve or whatever, we have a shot of Athena like looking at Ares on the ground, talking with Eve, and you can tell that there's something going on in her in which she knows that he could have just like executed the plan, but is picking up on something bizarre happening with him, and then it starts to be like the moments of unraveling his position, and then she pretty much immediately takes over from him afterwards. Like once he hesitates more inside the grid, she goes and snitches basically to Dillinger and becomes Master Control. But she has a moment later on in the film similar to Ares did, in which she winds up experiencing rain, which happens to be like sprinkler. And I thought it was good that they didn't have her like go to the good side necessarily, but they did have her pause. Like she almost kills Eve, but they have her pause because she winds up experiencing this water, and it's something that's like she's never experienced before. And I thought it was a cool moment in which, and it made sense that her experiencing something like beyond like what's in her frame of mind, even what's literally in her experience, that she would kind of like pause. And I think that gave a pretty reasonable explanation for why she uses up her time and basically turns to dust at that moment. But yeah, going back to things I maybe think could have been done better. I definitely do agree that the third act, maybe even second act into the third act, like either loses steam, gets maybe a little bit jumbled up in it in delivering the like climax of the film in a way that's like super satisfying. I feel as if I would need to like rewatch it again to like give specifics on like why that is the case, but I think it partially comes down to um I think Athena was okay as a like secondary villain. I don't think she was great like surpassing the main villain to become the main villain. And maybe part of the frustrations is they have obviously set up another film, and this is potentially either the first of two parts or the first of three parts. So it doesn't feel like super satisfying with her being the main villain by the end of the story in this one. I think it's okay, it makes sense the way they wind up doing it, but I mean compared to like Demon Slayer like we were talking about earlier, that Akaza fight at the end of Demon Slayer was like phenomenal. It was a phenomenal way to conclude the film, even though that's the first of three parts. This, it's like it made sense. They all come in, like her and her troops take over, and they come into the real world, and they're threatening the real world. They're just ways that it's executed that aren't fully satisfying, and maybe even connects to like the enemy, the good guys. They shut down the Dillinger systems, and that basically stops it. And so it kind of feels maybe a little taking the wind out of the sails by not having like the main character Eve or Tron or Ares specifically the ones that like stop everything. I know it's a writing choice to kind of have like a supporting character more or less kind of like save the day, but I don't know. Like I said, I'd have to rewatch it again, but the second like yeah, last part of the second act, the third act, man, I don't know. Maybe if there was like one or two more takes at it, could have reached higher heights. The way it's executed is serviceable, but not truly exciting. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Anything else? Let me see if there's anything else that. Hmm. I mean, I didn't mention the things that I like. Uh, Look, I mean, y'all already know the Super Cinema Brothers are Christians. Look, whenever there's a hint towards creation and in storytelling, it's very like obvious that there are creators. There's a creator behind all of existence. I mean, all of the grid is super obvious. There's a creator behind it. I thought it was actually pretty cool that the permanence code is a section of DNA, and so what separates Ares and the humans from being able to from being in the real world. Even though the humans can go into the grid and just live there indefinitely, basically, the reverse isn't possible because more or less the programs don't have like complete DNA. I think it's cool in that it just kind of shows that you know the humans were designed to be able to live in in the human world in the human universe. But yeah, I'll
Yeah,
kick it out
and
over
even
to
the
you.
things like
I could nitpick more
permanent
about
code is
yeah,
impermanence code. He kind of talks
yeah,
like the
yeah.
fleetness of life,
Having the
the
one
evidence.
life, is a greater value than being able to, reboot and come back over and over again. Even though Athena is like, that's more valuable to her than impermanence, which is appropriate. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. There's more nitpicks things, but like it really didn't matter. I'll kick it on over to you. What are some things that maybe you felt like could have been better?
Yeah. Okay, so I think it comes down to the tropes, the reliance on tropes,
Hmm.
right? And it's like so in some ways it's just so predictable.
Hmm.
Um, I would say that and like missed opportunities and a lack of follow through.
Hmm.
Let me just talk about the lack of follow through since it's on my mind now.
Yeah.
Because tropes is a little bit of a winding road, but like
Yeah.
for example, this weird like M-shaped, pie-shaped like vessel that this girl's flying, trying to get Eve, trying to capture her.
Yes. Uh huh.
Okay, number one, what is the efficacy of like what is like this thing's gonna move through like skyscraper. Like,
Okay.
are we building this big thing for what? How is this helping? You got 20,
Yeah.
sweetheart. You got 29 minutes before you turn into ash. Like, what are we doing? How is this like? Why? Why are we doing this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it was a thing in the other movie, or it was on one
It
of the
is.
blueprint sketches.
Yeah. It's a main antagonist vehicle in the previous two films, which obviously works in the Tron world. But yeah, that was. I mean, you can finish your nitpick, but 1/2 second I'll say about it. Yeah, if you think too hard about it, there's no reason why their technology should work in our world. But yeah, you continue.
Just like the shape and the form factor of it. It's like, and
Sure.
it's not
Yeah,
moving fast. I don't like you got 29 minutes.
that's
What are
fair.
you doing? This doesn't make any sense.
So you're saying she downgraded from the personal flying unit that she came in with earlier?
Yeah, like that would have gotten the job done way quicker,
Yeah.
you know? So there's that. Oh, and then so then Eve sees this like, oh hey, I gotta go. I'll go downstairs. I'll buy you guys some time or whatever. Whatever that means, right? And then they even like
He's
reinforce
gonna
it that,
go
oh, she's
run the
looking at the
streets.
camera. I know that you see me from this camera. Okay, so I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
go. And then she gets
Yeah.
down there. She's like, all right, get a little bit closer. Get a little bit closer.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
Yeah.
why are you saying? And then she just ends up running. Like there was nothing to her plan.
There
And then she
was
ends up
there
getting caught
wasn't.
because she's running
Mm.
in the middle of an empty street.
She doesn't even have a motorcycle like she did earlier. Uh, yeah.
Yeah, uh, listen, listen. Um,
You know
listen,
the
Greta Lee was
the
great.
the more
Greta,
depressing version. This. Sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
hang on. Greta Lee, you're a fantastic runner, and you love to see. Um, but sweetheart, why are you running in the middle of an empty road? Right, and you got all these little drones flying everywhere, and it looks cool. But like, I thought she had a plan. Her plan was just to run, but to run in a straight line, like just directly. See, this is what frustrates me about like
Yeah.
screenplays,
Yeah.
creating problems that you then have to like either solve or just let it ride as a problem that doesn't get resolved when you
Yeah.
didn't have to write it that way in the first place. You didn't have to have her go down, leave the safety of that skyscraper. You didn't have to have her go down and say, "Okay, get a little bit closer," as if she had like
Yeah.
some bear trap ready for this big giant machine. Like
Yeah.
she had something planned. Like, I mean, if she had just said, "I'm just gonna run and stall it because it's after me. I'm just gonna run and like, try to lift up a manhole and like go underground or something like
Yeah.
something."
Yeah. If they said like, "Oh, I'm
Um,
30 seconds from like hacking into the system and shutting it down," like maybe
yeah,
at the
I know she's
last
got
second.
29 minutes.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna find a way to run the clock. I'm gonna boost a
Mm-hmm.
car or something. I don't know, anything.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
just like run the clock.
Yeah.
So like I don't like it when movies do things that then have to be explained away or some fantastical solution has to come up. Here's a super tiny nitpick. Remember when they wrapped around in the light things and she starts banging on it? It's like, oh, this
Mm-hmm.
is just plexiglass? This is just fiberglass? This is just plastic? I mean, if you're going to go through the trouble of creating that, like, let it be like some like light, listen, Industrial Light and Magic is already working on this film. Just have them do something that's cool. Like she tries to touch it and like it zaps her or something. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
she was just like banging on it like it was
I mean,
plexiglass.
it's
Like it was like,
supposed to be a wall because, like in the racing game, that's how you beat your enemy by getting them to run into your
I
wall.
get
Yeah,
it, but
yeah,
like it was just like it was just like she was just like knocking on like an iPhone case. It's like
yeah,
okay, all right, I don't know. It's just an opportunity. It could have been an opportunity to do something like cool with light or lasers or Zaptor or something. It was just weird to me. That's a tiny nitpick. Okay, so there's a missed opportunity with that.
mhm,
Um, okay, so that's probably the biggest missed opportunity. What's the other missed opportunity? Uh, yeah, like just having like her surviving until the time runs out. You know what I mean?
mhm,
Like that. I think that would have been more fun and more satisfying if you set up this whole construct of 29 minutes being how long they last. Then
mhm.
like play around with it, you know, like let her be clever enough to like hide, and right as the guy they, oh, caught you, you know, and then she's
Mhm.
got like X amount of minutes to run because they're gonna respawn and all that stuff, right? So this could have been like a real, chase and pursuit kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a missed opportunity.
I think there's
I
also
mean,
a version of this film in which Athena also got the permanence code and wind up going
yeah,
beyond the 29-minute
maybe,
time
yeah.
time limit.
I could have taken that or left it, you know. But again, this is a Tron game. This is a Tron movie based on a Tron game. So I like that they started her like running around, but like, why didn't they just continue that? If you're gonna do it, then do it all the way. Like, commit to it.
Yeah, I can see what you're talking about, and it probably
You
is
kind of
connected
did,
to
but you
them
kind of
doing
didn't.
more movies. Like, I'm sure if they do more movies, then we will get the promise of that first time she uses a light cycle, and in her using another light cycle in the future, but like as an expert now. But yeah, they could have done that in this concluding fight in one way or another.
Yeah, and it's like part of it was like, how does she magically know how to start this thing? Whatever, and it just
I mean,
and
that
that's
didn't matter. I'm
starting it.
just I'm just trying to figure out like how to make that final conflict more interesting. Uh,
Oh, for me, it's not the final. It's just right when she started writing it, and then Jared Leto's
oh,
chase
so
and
you're going
pursued
back to
her.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like I mean, I don't know why she ended up going in the same way he was going. Like, just go down this way, right? And then make him chase you, and then just run down the clock. And then then your vehicle starts to disintegrate, and his starts to disintegrate, and then you spill out, you roll over or whatever, and then it just as he's about to catch you, that would have been way cooler.
Yeah.
Um,
The problem
so
is
like
they wanted the characters to communicate with each other, so that's why they had them
right.
like
The
crash
reason
in
it
the
happened is because they had to get her to that pier, the dock, so that
yeah.
they could zap her and put her in the digital world. So
Hmm.
I get why they did it, but it's just like, oh man, this would have been a cooler movie if you had done this differently. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So that's one thing. And then yeah, I mean, just the movie is just chock full of well trodden tropes.
Hmm.
The hey, I'll borrow your car. Hey, I'll pay you. Hey, if you let me get your cell phone, I'll give you $10,000. Oh, you're stealing my car. Don't worry, I'll pay. I will wire you $50,000. All right.
Classic.
Um, the okay. Here's the MacGuffin. Here's the source code. And it's yeah, throws into the water. I thought they were gonna do something with that, but no, no, it's all in her memory apparently. I'm like,
Apparently,
whatever.
she looked at it.
I guess you could screenshot her what oh gosh, whatever. Who cares, right? Like they're gonna get it somehow, right?
Yeah.
Um, what else?
I
Like,
mean, yeah, the crux of that moment was Ares seeing that she had empathy for him, and it's supposed to be like moving him further down the line of becoming a
yeah,
human.
I know. I
Yeah.
get that, and I can appreciate that on some level. I just thought it could. There's just it was I would have rather had a really cool chase scene than that. You know what I'm saying?
I can
So
I
and
can
then like
understand that the chase scene
go
did become a little bit underwhelming,
yeah, and go
and
full Dark
even
Knight with
almost a little bizarre, like how Ares
yeah,
stops for that vehicle. But
yeah, yeah,
it
yeah,
needs
yeah,
to happen. He's not fully a villain, but like at that point, he
right,
kind
right,
of is still supposed to be. But
yeah. What I'm saying is like just go full Dark Knight with it and just have her all kinds of like destruction of property, right? Just go for
mm-hmm.
it. Have fun with it. Like that's fun to watch. Um, what else? What other the whole like, oh no, I hacked into the computer, boom, it's like, all right. And then the whole thing was like the servers go from blue lights to red lights. Oh, I guess they've been hacked. That doesn't happen anywhere on any server anywhere on the planet. That's not a real thing.
it's
I
it's
know, like the movie has to like represent that like they're being hacked, and then the whole thing where like they had a big conference or the big concert, and then in the background screen, oh we hacked you, oh no it's a malfunction. We'll be right back. Oh
Mhm.
gosh, I hate when movies do stuff like this. It's so like oh
It's necessary for this film. I mean,
this is not how
that's
hacking works. This is not Do
That's
you
one
know
of the
how
funny
boring
things about the
Jackson
original
looks?
Tron film. Like, it takes things that can happen in like milliseconds or even less. It does give the excuse that time moves a lot faster inside the grid than outside the grid. So that's how they kind of like try and hand wave away like why when I'm trying to break into someone's mainframe do I have like little dudes in real time like slowly moving through their mainframe facility. It tries to
Yeah.
say that like it had like hours inside the grid. This is what it said in Legacy. Hours inside the grid or minutes, in the real world. But yeah, there's a bunch of weird, funny things like that.
Yeah. So
Where
it's just like,
when they hacked these, yeah, I get what you mean. It's like when they hacked the conference, did someone design the graphic design of the "You've been hacked"? I mean, they could have gone full. What was it? Goldman. Goldfinger, not Goldfinger, Goldeneye, and had like what was it? What? Oh no, was it Jurassic Park? One of the two. It was probably Jurassic Park.
you did
That
say the magic word. Please. Gosh, I hate this hacker crap. One of the finest scenes in all of cinema.
Indeed.
The finest scenes.
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson is a G for that one forever. Um, yeah. But yeah, like stuff like that, and then like see, I thought again they were setting it up. Like I thought that the sister that died of cancer, she's like,
Hmm.
I'm still in this world. She left that video for her.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Mm-hmm.
thought she was in Tron World. I thought Jared
Mm.
Leto or she was gonna like run into her in Tron World or whatever,
Yeah. Yeah.
and they didn't
Mm-hmm.
follow up on that. Um, I
They
thought
still
she had
might
like
in the
a
next
code
film
somehow.
if that ever happens.
Yeah, I thought she had the permanence code somehow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it was connected
Yeah.
to her and her life and her code and what she discovered and what she left for her sister before she died. That would have been another trope, but I would have been okay with it, because it would have tied things together in a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Instead, they
it
went
always
the
kind
route
of
of like this. Yeah, Ares basically telling Eve like figuring out like why he cares so much while he's like driving the car with her, and being like, oh, you care about this because it's one way to be connected to your sister. That's what they wound up doing. Otherwise, they still could have her be alive, and
yeah.
his explanation for why she's doing what she's doing be
So
valid.
in some ways, the whole character of Ares is just like an exposition dump MacGuffin.
That
But
was a painful scene for me actually. I was like,
he's like
it's
driving,
just
like you can't drive that fast anywhere in what were they in San Francisco? Was that the Golden Gate Bridge? Was that
yeah,
the
yeah,
Brooklyn
yeah.
Bridge?
My dad
I don't
pointed
know.
out that bridge like went on forever.
Yeah, he's looking at he's just looking at her driving. It's like okay,
Yeah.
um, yeah. I mean, so like these are again, these are tropes that are very common in action movies. I'm glad they weren't trying to add a whole lot of humor, although they did do the whole magazine cover. She's doing that whole thing. No, it's me, really, it's me. Trust me. If you let me use your phone, then it's like, all
And
right.
then she does the face a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, like, okay, fine. Yes, fine. You got to get from point A to point. Like, how is this all happening? So, um, like, are they gonna fall in love? Is she gonna fall in love with the program? You know, is this gonna turn into like a transhumanism conversation, digital
Okay.
transhumanism?
All right. All right. All right. All right. So
Uh,
so like I said earlier, I got to give you a little breakdown. All right. All right. All right. So in Tron Legacy, this movie
uh-huh.
actually continues a couple things that come from Tron Legacy, literally and in spirit. Tron Legacy, the main villain, Clue, which was a copy of Kevin Flynn, he his whole goal was to build a perfect world, a perfect grid, and then go from there to then escape through the like portal to the human world. So
Hmm.
them doing that in this film is basically like what if Clue never, what if Clue actually saw through his plan and brought programs to the human world. So that is one thing that's kind of fun about the film and how in its concept. The other thing is uh Kevin Flynn winds up discovering that after a while there were programs that basically came into existence like on their own and kind of became their own programs. They were called ISOs. So they weren't like specifically designed for anything. Just by nature of the world being set up and moving forward, they came into being. And so they kind of are seen as like, oh man, they're these special programs that are more interesting than all the design programs, and they're almost more human in a way. Um, the main, love interest of Sam in that film is Cora. She's the only ISO left because all the other ISOs have been genocided and destroyed. Kevin winds up protecting her. There's something special about her. Yeah, Sam falls in love with her. She winds up being kind of more or less the solution to, the conflict in that film. At the end of the film, Sam and Cora go through the like portal to go back to the human world because they're like, oh, it's possible that I wonder humans might be able to programs might be able to live in the human world. So at the end of the film, we see Sam and Cora in the human world, like riding a motorcycle together. And then we see in the at the end of this film, Ares winds up discovering her, and that's the photo of Olivia Wilde. Like you see her as Cora in Legacy, and then you get a photo of like her modern day or something like that. So we have a lead into her looking for Cora, who is another program that has stepped into the human world and created a life, of her own. So
yeah, how is Ares?
I don't know if it's transhumanism, but
where do you get the money?
We do have two sets of relationships: Sam and Cora, and obviously Eve, and eventually Ares. Yeah,
sure. Where do you get the money for that motorcycle, bro? Where do you get the how do you get a plane ticket? How do you get a passport? Like,
yeah,
these things are just like at one point there he's talking like before all cop cars come to the Eve, and then he just like magically disappears.
Yeah, I mean he knows everything about human history. Period. Right? Like he downloaded all of.
I thought he just knew about her. He didn't seem interested in like her. He liked her and Depeche Mode and Mozart. And
I mean, he seemed to learn everything.
Mark Twain quote, whatever it was,
Yeah, he read Frankenstein. Yeah, he somehow downloaded all of human history and understands everything. Did? I think that's kind of what they allude to. I mean, if not all of it, like a big chunk.
Yeah, the other trope of I'm gonna get you. Oh, now I'm in the Tron world. Oh, almost got it. Oh, I'm about to shoot you. Oh, and I disintegrated just in the nick of time. Oh, I'm gonna slice the only way to get this guy back into the real world. I'm gonna slice it in half. Now we gotta hack it and put it in like. Yep. All right.
You're fine. You know
whatever,
what, man? You're meeting the wizard. Anymore, bro. What can I say, man? You're meeting the wizard of all storytelling, and you're seeing behind the curtain. It's sometimes
maybe
the worst,
I've just seen too many movies. I've seen too many movies, and I have too many things to weigh this against.
It's very possible.
But it's like
it's very possible.
At a certain point, the tropes just kind of got to me because it's like I feel like I've seen 10 versions of this in 10 other movies, 7 of which were directed by Michael Bay.
I mean, this is part of the problem of consuming a lot of media and also learning storytelling. It truly becomes harder and harder for things to really surprise you. You wind up seeing the Hero of 1,000 Faces across every story, and that's just one of the struggles of getting better and just experiencing life. This is why grandparents like often don't care about things. They're like, yeah, I've experienced a lot of stuff. I don't need to watch that movie. I've seen Star Wars back when it came out.
Platonic sidekick coworker. That's the comic relief. Oh God!
At the very beginning, I thought he called her his wife. I totally missed it. It's totally wrong. I thought they were married for a second at the beginning, but it's definitely not the case. No.
Yeah. You might have thought because like maybe they were together. No, that dude is totally friend zoned.
Yeah.
And I don't even think he's like necessarily interested in her. He's just like the platonic sidekick that
Yeah. Yeah.
tries
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
say funny things. I didn't find anything that he said particularly funny or
No.
humorous.
That poor man was
Uh,
killed by Athena, and when he was inside the Flame's little mini arcade room or whatever.
he got
She
thrown
she
all the
got
way
like
back.
knocked through a wall and like up against
Yeah.
a column. Like that dude's back was broken.
Uh, yeah, I mean, some of the action fight scenes were pretty good, but like again, the ending, um, Athena was cool, but yeah, I agree with you. She wasn't the strongest like main arc villain. And then the whole like arc villain kind of it was halfway between her and
Julian
Dillinger,
Dillinger, yeah,
but he was kind of like just trying to like undo what he started and he couldn't, and then he just ran away basically.
yeah,
He thought he fashioned himself like he fancied himself like this super villain. He was willing to commit murder just so he could, get the permanence code.
yeah, yeah,
And it all just kind of started like this. His plans just kept getting worse. Everything just kept getting worse, which is kind of true to life. Like you try to do dirt and like everything gets more complicated and
mhm,
you get deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. So like I can appreciate that part of it. And
mhm.
he just stuck to his guns, and his mom is like slapping him in the face, telling him how stupid he
That
is and how
was
much
actually
he is.
that was a good moment. Yeah.
I thought one of the grimiest moments that actually like, oh man, she's like, you did this right before she died. I'm like, and
Oh,
he and
that
she's right.
was nuts, man.
It was bleak, but
I
she
was
was
like,
right.
these writers were dirty. They like,
Y'all remember this is still a Disney movie, right? Did y'all
I
forget that for a
know.
split second?
It's like
Yeah,
that's still his mother. Like, do you really think like they never? I don't think they set her up to be that character at all. Like, if anything, like she's complicit in everything that's happening because she's passed the company on over to him, and I guess we're supposed to believe that she can't do anything. He has complete control, but like this is the
but then
child
she
that
got the
she
board to like
raised.
vote him out, and
Yeah,
so she was
yeah,
gonna retake control, but then
yeah,
Athena basically impales her with the
yeah.
with the triangle lightsaber frisbee.
Yeah, I think the writers did her dirty by having that scene and that line in the movie. I was
Oh
like,
yeah,
dang, no, I don't think any mother, based on like our experience with her, I don't think she would have like
yeah.
burned his soul like that. That was a
So you
nasty
okay?
line,
So
man.
yeah, it was okay. This is a little tiny tidbit. Maybe you noticed this. Maybe you didn't. Are you familiar with like Mighty Key? They make tools and stuff.
A
Like they
little
have like
bit.
the emblems of a wolf, Mighty Key. They use a very
Mm.
specific like type font. In the very beginning of the movie, when Ares respawns, he picks up his blade and it says Dillinger on it, and it looked very, very much like Mighty Key to me.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
I was like, ooh, that's kind of interesting. Like somebody did some
Mm.
research on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
Let me see if I can find it. Mighty Key.
Oh, one little
My
detail that I noticed, and maybe it's just kind of indicative of the genre. Maybe one thing influenced another thing, which re-influenced another thing. So the soundtrack, actually, there were a number of sounds that made me think a lot about the Cyberpunk 2077 soundtrack. So
mm,
did Nine Inch Nails play that game? Were they fans of it? Then again, one could make the case that it was Cyberpunk 2077 was inspired by the original Tron Legacy, So that's what I'm saying. One thing influenced another, influenced the other thing, and so maybe it's a little bit of a wash that some of the soundscape might be shared amongst things that are similar in sci-fi and
yeah, because there's
cyberpunk
definitely like
elements.
a cyberpunk aesthetic to this for sure.
Yeah.
And Nine Inch Nails fits pretty well with cyberpunk aesthetic. Um, it's kind of tailor made in some ways, but so is Daft Punk actually. So like they both
Mm-hmm.
kind of work, but they're different movies, so they work for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was actually kind of like, oh no, Nine Inch Nails, Trent Reznor. Eh, That's not really my cup of tea as far as music is concerned. I don't necessarily hate it, but it's just not like it's never is I don't have anything on my playlist that has Trent Reznor in it. So but yeah, the music worked for the movie. The music I thought it was fitting, and so
Mhm.
but yeah, like as far as what I didn't like, it was just the super heavy reliance on tropes, the setting, the thing where you set things up and then you don't follow through. There's no payoff. Heavy reliance on tropes,
Mhm.
no setup, and the missed opportunities of things that they could have done that
Yeah.
would have been so much fun to watch.
Yeah.
And yeah, yeah, and then
Are
I feel like the ending,
you
like
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not sure the ending really stuck the landing for me.
Mm.
It just seemed like they just kind of wrapped it up really quickly. Ares had to win that fight, so he won the fight,
Yeah.
and then he has a little blurb with her, and then she disintegrates, and then that's that.
Yeah.
Does he live forever? Does he kind of live forever? Does he live for a long time? It's not clear.
Mhm.
We don't actually know.
It was a
Because he
little weird for me to see him in like civilian clothes, like human clothes, like chilling
where
somewhere
did
in
he get these
Europe.
clothes?
Yeah.
There's
But
so many
it makes
questions that
sense.
just aren't answered.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just kind of like it's a movie, whatever, you
Yeah.
know.
So, last thing I'll say in the like critical, I think it's a disservice to a number of stories to try and set up another one, in the middle of the first, like by the end of the first one. I think it kind of undermines the potential full value that you could get out of this story if it was treated as like a standalone. I think overall it still was enjoyable, but yeah, like I think it worked a lot better if they just tried to make one movie and weren't like trying to leave things open for another film. And that's just
Tron cinematic universe, yeah.
yeah. That's just my overall opinion because there are a number of things that were weakened because they want to leave things open. And but I am curious. I'm curious to see what happens next because in no way, shape, or form do we get any sort of like I don't know government or country acknowledgement of like this event that I mean there's a little bit of the news at the end, but I'm
Yeah,
like a little bit curious to see like what the implications of this strange and bizarre out of control Tron invasion of the human world would look like. And am surprised, would be surprised if Ares like wasn't being tracked by government agencies or something like that. Um,
right.
so
Or an underground group of hackers.
yeah, I know, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That like that have always thought this was possible, and he popped up in their computer systems showing that like, oh my gosh,
God, please stop. Oh, please.
we worship you, Ares. You are the god of war. You are our
Oh,
god of war. Oh no.
oh, fine.
uh,
Whatever. You're not making this movie for me. I don't. Whatever, man. Do what you want to do.
so I'll end with:
Um.
do you want to see
Yeah.
more? Do you want to see the next story?
I can take it or leave it. If it's a good movie, listen. At the end of the day, as with anything, if it's a good movie, it's a good movie.
Hmm.
It thrives and it thrives on its own merits.
Hmm.
Whether it's the fourth installment, the fifth installment, the second installment, the first installment, the last installment. Uh, Ultimately, I care if it is a good movie.
Yeah.
Now, The Chef's Kiss, the creme de la creme, is a
Hmm.
movie that can stand as a stand that can be viewed as a standalone and as part of a larger thing if you choose to do that.
Mm,
It can
yeah.
exist both ways, either or,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Um, I mean, the Spider-Verse movies are clearly intended to be a trilogy. Or at the very least, like they left it wide open after the first one, Into the Spider-Verse, and they left it wide open. But you could have just ended it there and you would have been good. Across the Spider-Verse it is a direct continuation, but
Yeah.
you could have just watched that one having not seen the first movie, and beginning to end, it's amazing. Amazing, right?
Mm.
So there are films that can do that. Um and then,
I think it's
like
better when it's designed like end to end, though. Like you're saying, like if this was
right.
designed to be standalone and then move on to another one, then it could be a stronger movie. And this doesn't feel like they've figured out the whole story. You know, that's part of the one of the big well, I mean, one of the many flaws of the Star Wars sequels is that you could very much tell they wrote like each movie individually and not like
Yeah,
a complete three, kind of a
yeah,
situation.
yeah. The prequels were a mess. I think they've aged very poorly, and the sequels were an even bigger mess because you're just three different people,
Yeah, yeah,
or two different people, really.
yeah.
One made, he set it up, and it was kind of weak. It had its weaknesses, but it was a setup. And then Ryan Johnson just went in a completely bizarro direction, and then they had to bring back J.J. Abrams to kind of like fix it. I know people hate the Rise of Skywalker more than Last Jedi, but I give it a lot of grace because he had to like fix a lot of what the Last Jedi broke, and he only had so many tools. They're all bad movies, but like, yeah, it's a mess when you don't have a clear storyline. Now, there's times where that can work. Like the original Godfather was just a standalone movie. And then they made a sequel that is just as good, maybe better. It's just as good, right? And it's a direct continuation, but it is its own story. And I don't know that it was made. I don't know that the first movie was made with the second one in mind. In fact, I kind of think that they weren't. I kind of think they're standalone films, but they work as a sequence. The third movie, third Godfather, is a separate thing. I don't want to talk about that. But the first two movies, just immaculate films, right? So it can be done, but it's very, very difficult. Um, I don't know, like, what do you think? Do you think some of the DreamWorks movies kind of work like that? They kind of, like the Kung Fu Pandas or the How to Train Your Dragons or even the Shreks, right? I think they all kind of work as they get a little bit repetitive. I don't know. The Kung Fu Pandas definitely get a bit repetitive, although they're fun to watch. Um, Shrek, I don't know. I was never a big Shrek guy, so like I'm not the right person to ask about
Yeah,
Shrek. But like
yeah, yeah.
the
Each
How
kung
to
fu,
Train Your
each.
Dragons, they're pretty okay
I think
as
that yeah, How to,
standalone
How
and
to Train Your
large
Dragon
trilogy.
is potentially a weaker trilogy. Like each film is like weaker in its own right compared to the first one. I mean, this is why yeah, each like the Kung Fu Panda one, How to Train Your Dragon one, they both feel like movies that could have just been the only one ever. Uh, that said, they did recognize, I think, with each film, if they wanted to tell a greater story, where could it go? What chapter of the character's, the main character's life is this film going to be like? Why does this movie need to exist, need to be told, versus like the events that happen in between the films? And I think they do a pretty good job overall of figuring out necessary plots, necessary developments that need to happen for the main character that justify each movie. I'd have to go back and rewatch them, but it feels as if the writers came to an understanding of like, okay, well, we want to tell stories that matter, stories that advance our main character and and the world. And I think they told that stories, and that's the kind of thing that I think is happening with like it happens with a number of films, a number of trilogies. I think it happened with like the more recent Planet of the Apes trilogy, and then same director. I think that's going to happen with the Batman and the Batman sequel. Um, yeah, I think the directors, storytellers are like, I don't want to just tell like an in between story, and that's kind of one of the reason things that I like critique Superman for. It didn't feel like an A storyline. Felt like a B storyline, but I think every time the writer tries to tell like an A storyline, um, and I think that was appropriate to bring up because those are appropriate to compare it to, because this is like not obviously not Lord of the Rings, where it's very much one continuous story across three movies. It's very much the opposite, and like you bringing up the Spider Verse two movies, I think that's appropriate as well because Spider Verse felt like it was an individual story, and then it was successful. They were told to make more movies, and then now they're making two connected films with Across the Spider Verse and Beyond the Spider Verse. But each time it does feel like what I need the event, I need the character development to be important enough to be represented on screen versus the random life events that happen between these like pivotal life moments for a character.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is a sequel. Tron Ares is a sequel. I guess. Yeah. It's a sequel, right?
Yeah, it definitely is.
And
There's
it
there's
ties
some
into
bizarre
the
questions
Disney.
like when Ares does go to the like Tron 1 world, it makes me wonder like what happened to the legacy world? Because Kevin Flynn winds up like exploding himself to basically save Cora and Sam from Clue at the end of the film. But
Mm-hmm.
they don't explain like, oh, did he like reconstitute himself? Did he reconstitute himself like in the original Tron world, or did he just like recreate the legacy world to become the Tron 1 world again afterwards, or
And
is
was
it a
Jeff
different
Bridges in the
version of
original
him?
Tron? Yeah.
Yeah,
Was Jeff
yeah,
Bridges in the original
yeah,
Tron?
yeah. He's the original
Okay.
guy that developed the games that were stolen, and he goes into the world and discovers Alan's created program Tron, and I forgot the name of the other girl, but yeah. And then like between the first movie and Legacy, he winds up taking over the company from Dillinger, making it into something amazing. And then at some point, he gets trapped in the uh, in the Tron world when he creates Clue, and Clue turns on him, traps him in the Tron world because that like portal when you enter, it stays open for like I don't remember like 24 hours or something, so it closed on him. He was trapped in there. His son grew up without him. His son enters the Tron world because Clue sends a message to invite him in, basically. Then Sam and Cora leave the Tron world, and it seemingly was that Kevin gave his life to like protect them. But then now in this film, a completely different Tron world, the Dillinger one, and then you do have the original Tron world that somehow Kevin Flynn is in again. They didn't explain how that was possible, but yeah.
Okay. So, all right. Would you recommend people see this in the theaters or wait till it shows up on Disney Plus?
Well, I kind of think that, yeah, I'd say if you have a pass, go check it out. Um, and you know what? Most likely, if you've stuck with us at this point, you've already seen the movie. So yeah. You have any closing
Yeah.
thoughts on this film or moving forward to what we do next?
Yeah, I would say go see this movie if you want to support Greta Lee. And in her career.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Otherwise, yeah, just go, just
Greta
wait till it shows
Lee,
up on.
we'd love to have you on the Super Cinema Bros. Um, we
I don't know
might
what all
wind
this
up
weed
doing
business
a
is
in
about.
person one. Yeah.
I don't know what all this weed business is about. I would love to have you on the podcast. Um,
hmm
uh, yeah. Um,
I mean, we're obviously going to talk
yeah.
about the implications of your movie Past Lives and now Tron Legacy,
Yeah.
Tron Ares, and
Oh
what
man.
and how those movies are direct, mirror and reflections of each other. That we
Yeah.
should have known that when you did Past Lives, you were going to do Tron Ares, just a few years
Uh,
later.
yeah. Past Lives is a tough watch. Um, for anybody that's a dude that's like, if you have any figment of self-respect, you're like, oh my gosh, this is brutal. Um, even if you're
Yeah.
like the simpiest dude, like you're the cuckiest dude, like even so, you're like, oh man, no, I can't let that slide. No, even I have my boundaries.
mm-hmm.
Oh God, yeah. Oh, that's rough.
What
That's
what
rough.
was the movie earlier this year that we reviewed that was like basically a warning against exes? I forgot what it was.
Oh, Nosferatu.
Nosferatu, yes, that's yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah,
Those
Transylvanian.
movies are basically mirrors of each other. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's Transylvanian for body count matters. Yeah. Um, yeah,
So
man.
with that, uh, yeah, this was our review. There's always more to talk about. If you have more thoughts or opinions on the film or what we talked about, leave it in the comments. We will come by and say hello and tell you if your
Yes,
opinion is valid or not. No, I'm just joking. You just
yes.
throw it in there. We have fun seeing your guys' thoughts on
Yeah,
what we've talked about.
yes.
Next week,
Please
this week, what Black Phone 2 is coming out. Uh, Truth and Treason. You know what, you guys? To be honest, at the moment, I don't know what the next film we're gonna watch is. We'll talk about it in between. It might be Black Phone 2. It might be Black
it,
Phone 2.
or maybe hang on, maybe it's the hang on. I was telling you about that anime track and field.
Possibly
Hang on.
next week we'll check out Chainsaw Man, Res Arc.
Oh, snap. They got Battle Royale 25th anniversary. Dang.
This is Battle Royale.
I would say oh Dark Crystal, but that movie's kind of a snore fest for me. Um, let's see, Tron Ares. My friend said him actually wasn't that bad. My friend Matt, he's
Oh,
like,
there's the Keanu Reeves movie, Good Fortune. I think that was written by Aziz Ansari,
yeah.
right?
Oh, 100 meters, 100 meters. That's the track and field anime one.
100 meters,
Yeah. Perfect Blue is remastered. That's back out. I actually
bro.
haven't seen that. I need to see that movie real bad.
Look, we will tell you guys probably later this week, maybe Friday or something, Saturday, what the next one we'll be covering is. But we will come back to you guys next Monday, same time, same place. Hope you
Yeah.
wind up
Please,
joining us.
yeah, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be notified for all of our latest live stream podcast reviews. We thank you for your time and your patronage. Special shout out to It's Jack XO. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're still with us, thank you so much. We hope
And
you
scrub
enjoyed.
back a little bit because we did actually
Yeah,
cover your
we did answer your
question.
question.
Yeah. It was
And
probably
just to
like
reiterate,
30 minutes ago or something at this point.
yeah,
Roughly,
but just to
roughly.
reiterate, Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle. That's our top
Okay.
movies so far this year.
Mine
Demon
is
Slayer.
Nezha 2, animated Chinese film.
Yeah, I have not seen that one. So, yeah. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful evening. God bless you. To everybody else, have a wonderful evening. God bless you. I'm Austin.
I'm Josiah.
We're the Super Cinema Bros. We will catch you in the next live stream. Until then, God bless.
God bless.